Welcome back. Well, gas prices are up more than 60 cents per gallon since this time last year. So with summer winding down, can we expect a drop in fall gas prices? Joining me now is the global head of energy analysis of Opus, Tom Kloza. Great to see you, Tom. Thanks for being here.
Hi, nice to be here.
So this summer, the nation's average cost of gas was at $5.03. That big difference from what we're seeing today, the national average $3.78 per gallon. So should we expect those prices to keep falling?
I don't think we should expect them to keep falling. I think they'll be much more palatable than they were in June. And it means a savings of about $475 million a day for Americans. But there's a lot to worry about. There really is. It's a five-ring circus out there right now in the energy crisis. I mean, you have oil, you have natural gas, you have power, you have nuclear, and you have coal. And that's the difference between this crisis and the crisis maybe, 50 or 60 years ago. So there's a lot to worry about. And, we're learning this weekend that Vladimir Putin has some buttons he can push to inflict pain upon the West.
Tell me, what is the likelihood that that could happen, and what is the impact that we could feel here?
Well, imagine if you lived in Europe and you got a power bill for about $9,000 a month if you were a coffee shop, or if you used your hairdryer to blow your hair and it was $20 every shot. I mean, it's incredible what's happening in Europe right now. And to a lesser extent, it's incredible what's happening in Southeast Asia. We are actually a privileged continent. Your previous guests were arguing about which power, should control our future. But we are actually very, very lucky because our natural gas prices are like 1/8 of what they are in the rest of the world. And that means our energy costs are a lot lower as well. And certainly power is as well.
In terms of our economy and people who are just trying to fill up at the pump and get to work and get to where they need to go, do you think that we've seen the peak for gas prices for the foreseeable future?
I think it's the peak, but I wouldn't get too, kind of seduced by the lower numbers. I don't think we're going to go necessarily below last year unless we have a severe recession. And I don't think anybody says, oh, geez, I'll take a severe recession if we have $2.99 gasoline. So I think there's some issues there ahead, but it's a painful winter that's coming up. And it really has very little to do with politics other than the fact that, we have a cartel, OPEC, and they have Russia in it. So it's a cartel plus Russia. And nobody seems to care about that. They're talking about a cartel that could buy oil. And I think that's a non-starter, basically.
I mean, I hear your perspective. Can you tell us about the stock market? Lots of pain, down 17% this year. Do you think we could see a fall recovery?
Wow, I hope so, because, I'm getting close to retirement age, so I'd like to have a 401k in there to pay something. But I think it's troublesome for the winter. I think this winter is, the winter of our discontent, to use a statement from Charles Dickens. It's probably going to be used about 3,000 times. And I do think that there's potential for a lot of foul play out there by Vladimir Putin, some of the OPEC countries, and some of the people that are attempting to profit from these high numbers. I mean, imagine paying the equivalent of $300 or $400 a barrel for natural gas, or in some cases, $500, $600, $700 a barrel equivalent for power. It's crazy, but that's what Europe is facing here.
Tom, last question for you. Can you give me a top stock pick for this fall?
Wow, I don't really know. I mean, I follow the viruses, and I think that they're probably not dead. So I like Moderna and Pfizer. But in the oil space, I would say that the oil companies are not being recognized by Wall Street. And I think if you look at refining companies like Phillips, Valero, they'll probably do very, very well and pay nice dividends as well.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.